Okay. So, I guess whoever would like to take the lead, I guess the PA, if you would like to take the lead, sir, I apologize. Introduce yourself one more time, and then kind of take the lead and give us as much information as you think we need, as well as you are willing to volunteer, so that we all have a better understanding. What we're trying to do is to make sure that we have a good idea of what is necessary, because we've talked with people at U at Heart. Nana has given us some information and we've done our background research. But the purpose of this meeting today is to get a primary first viewer response from you so that we can put it on our website, informing the people that we're going to be soliciting donations from, who would also be volunteering their time. We have lots of connections and we're trying to make sure that everyone understands the need as well as the drive for what we're doing here. So whoever would like to take a lead for that would really appreciate it. And thank you for your time.
Hey, hi everyone. Hello.
Yep, we're here.
All right. Well, thank you for this opportunity, Francis. And we are very grateful for your time. I should say, well, I should, I don't know how to see myself. I should see myself as a middleman between like You at Touch Foundation and Let's Be Frank, right? So, we are more than happy to have you partner You at Touch Foundation to bring some medical relief to the health center in Tanga. I don't know if the UATA team have introduced themselves. We have Kojo Amenin, who happens to be currently the vice president of UATA Foundation. We have Moro Daladi. Moro Daladi is the project manager. He is actually currently supervising all the works that is going on up north in Ghana. We also have David. David is the PR for You Attach Foundation. And then we also have Jerry. Jerry happens to be the physician assistant for the Tanga Chips Compound Health Center. He actually moved in there early part of this year, and he is currently managing it. The one who was managing it previously has been transferred to another location. So Jerry is quite new at the facility. And then we also have Mercy. Mercy happens to be the midwife for Tanga Health Center. She's been there for a very long time. And Mercy, together with Jerry, they are managing the facility at this moment. So we should say they are the managers of the facility in Tanga. So if Jerry or Mercy is in the position, they could also tell us a little bit about Tanga, like the facility, what their problems are, maybe what UATA came there to do for them, and then we can pick it up from there.
Both, a moment, before the Messi comes in, let me officially introduce myself. I was supposed to do that, but because I was on the move, I couldn't do so.
Right.
My name is David Amon. I'm the PR for USAP Foundation. I'm married with a child, and yeah, that's literally basically about me for now. Yes.
That's great. Thank you very much.
Over to you. Yeah.
Kojo, if you can also hear us, let us hear from you. Moro, let us also hear from you as well.
So, Scott, we've actually all introduced ourselves already.
Oh, sorry. Okay, yes. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I think to get things going, maybe Messi is the only one that has not introduced herself. Right. So Messi, introduce yourself and just kick it going from there.
Messi, can you hear us?
I don't know if she's still here.
Yes. She's still here, but it looks like she's still on mute. Or she just left. Okay, Jerry.
Okay. Okay. As I said earlier, I'm Makurgu Jerry, the physician assistant in charge of Tanga Health Center. The health facility was established in 1996 as a CHIPS compound. Tanga is about 14 kilometers away from the district capital, which is Zebila. Tanga Health Center has a projected population of 4,989. It is predominantly rural in nature. The population, the CHIPS compound, the health center operates within 4 communities. The communities are Tanga itself, Gunga, Kinabdabut, Wiga, and Tangpal Sak. Since the establishment of the facility was initially established as a CHIPS compound being manned by a community health nurse. It has undergone a lot of transformation from a CHIPS compound to a health center. Administratively, it is seen as a CHIPS compound in terms of the provision of public health services, but as a health center in terms of prescription. It is regarded as a health center without a doctor because there is no doctor at the facility to mind. Currently, it is a health center without a doctor. In Ghana, we have health center without a doctor, which is B1, and health center with a doctor, B2. The health center currently has 1 physician assistant, 2 midwives, 2 general registered nurses, 3 community health nurses, 1 disease control officer, 1 mental health officer, 1 public health nurse. The facility currently is supposed to run all the health centers, all the services provided by Ghana Health Service as a health center, but because of the nature of the structure, we are not able to provide all the services. Currently, the facility runs services in health promotion activities and prevention, immunization services, safe motherhood services, and basic clinical care. As the time the facility was established in 1996, it has not seen any major renovation work or upgrade. And because the facility has undergone upgrading in terms of health from a CHIPS compound to health center, the work is being done in a crowded environment. For example, the records room currently serves as the treatment room, the OPD, the dispensary, and the resting area for the nurses. The midwife where she detains women who deliver as observation room or lie-in room. It is also being used as a detention bay for clients who come from clinical care. The room which is currently used by the midwife for family planning services is the same room she is also using for family planning services. The office being used by the community health nurses for reproductive and child health service activities is the same room I also use as the consulting room, and the office of the PA in charge. Renovation since it was established. As a result of the nature of the facility, the community approached the district assembly, which agreed to release the area council, which is just closer to the health facility, to enable the facility fit its status as a health center. But the area council is also need renovation. Currently, the roof is poor, is leaking. There are no louvers. There is no light at the place. The ceiling is rotten. Even the original facility room that was built for the health services is not having louvers. Anytime it rains, water enters, it's leaking. Initially, when it was established as a chief's compound, there was a room meant for the community health nurse. Currently, because it's a health center with a midwife and a PA, the staff who provide essential service, critical healthcare services, are supposed to stay within. So currently, the midwife stays within the facility, but me as the physician assistant in charge is not staying within because the accommodation is not in good shape. Where the midwife is currently managing, it's also leaking. The ceiling is rotten. Based on the nature of the health facility, the health committee, which is made up of community members, there are 15 in number. These are members selected within the community by the stakeholders within the community and the district to help in the day-to-day running of the health facility. Came together and approached Mr. Danlade, who also happens to be a native of Tanga. He agreed to take it up at the national level. We were there somewhere last year, 2013. He came with the UHAT Foundation team, and they came and conducted a medical screening at the Tanga community. And we were promised that they will also go back and see how they can help to see whether they can come to our aid in terms of renovation work at our facility. Since then, we have been following, we have been engaging the health committee. We are also engaging other stakeholders within to see how best they can come to our aid. Because the nature of the health facility doesn't fit its status. Our clients are not getting the best of health care they deserve. Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Yes. So basically that is the challenge or the issue at Tanga we face currently.
So in terms of priorities, can you kind of give us a rundown of a list of what you would believe would be the highest priority down all the way? Maybe let's say top 5 priorities that you would see would be beneficial to help improve the efficiency as well as the output of the clinic itself.
Okay. In the priority area, call my phone. In terms of the priority areas, one of the first priority, we will want anybody who can assist us is to renovate the existing structure. The area council, which is supposed to now serve as our consulting room, our detention bay, the old place, which is 73 rooms, currently being used for labor and the records. Then possibly the nurses' quarters, where essential staff will stay and provide essential services. 2, we will be very grateful if we can get support by way of equipping and retooling the facility to be able to provide essential services. As I said earlier, the facility is about 14 kilometers away from the district capital where the district hospital is located. Currently, the facility is running laboratory services such as malaria screening, HB. The HB, we don't have HB analyzer. We use cuvettes to do the HB check, so we cannot even tell what type of anemia our clients are suffering it. So if we get HB analyzer, so beds, currently, as I said, we don't have beds. It's only 2 beds that are meant for lie-in that the facility, the OPD services is competing with the midwife for. So by way of equipment, secondly, if we get aid by way of tapping water into the facility has a borehole which is far away from where the service is being rendered. It's not far like that. It's about, let's say, 50 meters away from the facility. It is for the facility, but it's about 50 meters away from the building. If you go to Tanga Health Center now, where the midwife does delivery, where women are supposed to wash after being delivered, is outside the building, which is even in poor state. It was constructed by the community members. It is in poor state. The walls are falling off. So women have to come out, go into that building, fetch water from the borehole into the supposed washroom for them. Fourth, I think if we get means of transport to transport our cases who are not able to transport themselves to the district hospital, I'm glad to inform this team that the facility has a motorcade. Actually, I went in January. I don't know the source of the motorcade, but I saw an inscription on it, Oxfam. So I believe it was a benevolent body that supported the facility. So I think basically these are some of the areas I think is of priority to the Tanga Health Center.
Okay. Francis, if I should come in, you remember when we met in Napa, I showed you a picture of that, more like a tricycle, something that they use as an ambulance service.
Yes.
That is, that is what he's talking about, the motorcade. Yeah, that is it. Yeah, that was what I showed to you when we had a meeting. Yeah.
Jerry, how often are you having to transfer patients that essentially your facility does not have the ability to manage? How often are you having to transfer or having to arrange some sort of transfer to the district hospital?
Thank you very much. I can say virtually every week we transport at least 1 or 2 to the district hospital because it is a health center that conducts delivery.
And is it just because there are high-risk deliveries or there's a lot of labor complications?
Come again?
Is it because the patients themselves are high-risk deliveries or there's a lot of labor complications that happen?
Okay. The service delivery in our country is said that some deliveries are there, it is contraindicated.
Okay.
Deliver in hospital that the midwife at the health center cannot conduct. So those cases need to be transported to the district hospital. Again, in terms of clinical care, some of the cases come that at the health center, you may not have what it takes to manage them effectively, and so they need.
And then I know you mentioned equipment. Is there specific items of equipment that you believe would benefit from or needs to fully operate new equipment?
Yeah. Hello. Yes, I mentioned equipment. At the health center level, we are supposed to keep some vaccines under cold chain. Vaccines like the expanded program program on immunization vaccines are supposed to be kept under cold chain, insulin. So we need AC in our dispensary. Our consulting rooms, we need AC. 2, if you check at the facility now, the midwife conducts delivery. There are instances where we get preterm babies who need to be assisted. So if we get equipment like baby warmer. 3, we need basic equipment like BP apparatus, digital thermometers, because in Ghana, health service delivery is challenged. So those basic equipment that health facilities need to function effectively are lacking. 3, we need ceiling fans. The area council, which is being given to us by the local government, the district assembly, currently has fans which are not working. Either some are not there, or even if it is renovated, they cannot function effectively. So we need ceiling fans. We need writing tables and chairs. At the facility now, we have only 3 tables, and chairs to sit on are not there for staff. We also need waiting chairs for our clients who visit us.
Okay, thanks. And I think Nana sent us a budget of all of that. So, okay, I think we have a good understanding now as well. Okay, can you communicate some of the diseases that primarily are managed besides the transmissible diseases? Because I know you mentioned a lot of malaria and the HIV and other things, but are there the chronic issues which are probably also being necessary to address? How often are you, what is the incidence of that and the prevalence of that over time as you've seen being the director of the clinic?
Oh, I think we lost him, or he's still around.
No. Yeah, because he actually dropped off.
He's back.
You back?
Yeah.
Hi, Jerry, can you hear me? Hello? Jerry? Jerry, are you there?
Hello?
Yes, can you
Yeah,
hear me?
I'm there.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sorry, I went off.
No, it's okay. Let me repeat my question. What I was trying to say is the incidence and the prevalence of the chronic diseases such as blood hypertension, diabetes, chronic kidney issues, heart failure. What is that ratio that you're seeing over time of your directorship as opposed to the transmissible diseases that you currently manage on top of that?
Thank you. Okay. In our setup, at our level, the commonest conditions we see at our level are the communicable diseases. The non-communicable disease that we see more at my health facility is hypertension and road traffic accidents. Chronic diseases like liver-related, kidney-related, diabetes is minimal. But what we see more, it is hypertension and road traffic accidents. A communicable disease that we record most, the highest communicable disease at my health center is malaria, because in our part of the country, malaria is endemic, constantly with us. The second is upper respiratory tract infections because of the nature of where we find ourselves, mostly dusty. We also have other diseases like skin infections, diarrhea. So the most prevalent condition is the communicable diseases.
Gotcha. And so speaking more on the malaria, sorry, not the malaria, but the hypertension, is that secondary to, I'm guessing, the diet?
Yes. In our part of our country where we see the hypertension as the commonest could be attributed to our diet and our lifestyle. So how we are able to manage those cases is through education. and those who happens to develop the condition and come, we manage them based on the medications.
Do you have any protocols or structures in place how to address and educate the population? How do you guys go about that?
Thank you. As part of our treatment protocols, everybody who comes to the facility is screened. We take your vital signs, of which BP monitoring is part of it. For health education, the little opportunity you come into contact with a group of people, either at the clinic level or gathering within the community, we take that opportunity to render education to our clients.
And how do the people respond to when you're trying to educate them on these things?
Yes. Some doesn't know that their lifestyle has a direct implication on their health. So most people, when they are educated, they take it and they are happy. Some use the opportunity to even ask more intriguing questions that would demand further action, of which they also feel gladly in educating them.
And treatment-wise, medications, do you have access to adequate medications to treat those things?
Hello?
Yeah. Did you hear me, sir?
Come again? Yes.
You have adequate access to medications to treat the blood pressure and things that go along.
Yes. Currently, per our systems, we have adequate medicine for hypertension. The difficulty is that the system we are practicing in Ghana, the health insurance scheme, put limitations on some of the medications. Now, at the health center level in Ghana, health center without a doctor, there are specific anti-hypertensive that you can administer as a PA. But at our level, where those medicines are permitted to be used at the health center, we have them.
And leading on that, is there a reason why there is the health center itself does not have a physician assigned to it? And I think we lost him again. Jerry? Did we lose him again?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay.
But maybe to answer that, trying to get a physician to like rural Ghana, it's a problem because when government wants to post like those physicians to like those areas within the country, they sometimes refuse to go. So that is one of the challenges that that government faces. They all want to stay within the cities to work and make more money, right? Because when they are in remote areas like rural Ghana, they can't be working in the government sector and then find like a private sector to also work with, because so that is a challenge. But I don't know what more Jerry would want to add to it. Jerry, so Francis wanted to find out. Okay, Francis wanted to find out why your facility or facilities like yours don't have like doctors in there 24/7 to work.
Oh, okay. The challenge in Ghana is that doctors doesn't want to work in the rural settings. Even the hospitals, they are lacking doctors. If the doctors are in towns, they have the opportunity to run their private facilities. They have the opportunity to work in other facilities of which they earn extra income. If they go to the rural settings, they are limited in terms of access to upgrading their knowledge. They don't have extra income coming elsewhere apart from what government will pay them. So most doctors do accept, not even necessarily doctors alone, but most essential service providers do not accept posting to the rural settings.
what would you suggest would be an adequate solution to that? Would it be then either increasing the number of what is already there with nurses, midwives, maybe getting another PA, or how would it be possible to attract physicians' interest to rural areas?
What I think, in my opinion, or the opinion of many, would be provision of incentives to motivate people to accept posting to the rural areas, not necessarily increasing their numbers. If the numbers are increased and people still not satisfied with working in the rural settings, what they stand to benefit by way of education, they will not accept posting to the rural. I think the solution to tackling the issue would be incentives by way of education, by way of access to education, incentive package to them, like special allowance for those who accept to work in the rural settings. That would be the way to deal with the situation in Ghana or in our settings.
Okay. Comment more on the education component that you're saying there. What do you mean by access to education? As an increase in their knowledge base through like more exposure to cases or modules, or what do you mean by that?
Okay. When I say by increased access to education, it could be allowing staff who are interested to upgrade, to have the chance of going to school, or even having in-service training for them to upgrade their knowledge. Sometimes people accept posting to the rural areas. They work in the rural areas for so many years, but the chance to go to school for upgrading is not there. They don't get the chance to go. And those who rather stay in town, they get the access to upgrade. They are in town, there are schools within town. They have the chance to do weekend courses, sandwich programs. But those who are far away from the towns, they are lacking those opportunities. Even opportunities to send their children to school, they are not getting, because in the rural setup, there are no well-established schools in the villages. If people are also working in the village and there is a way that they can get models to read and upgrade, I think it will also serve as a motivation for people to accept working at those areas. You go to a village, a staff has been posted to the village, the person stay at those areas, work for more than 5 years, the opportunity to go to school is not there. Even in-service trainings, they are not getting. That is the challenge we have.
So, in your opinion, if a solution was to be devised which would offer them the ability to, would they care if it's something done online versus done in person?
Hello?
Yeah, so in your opinion, would they care if it was something that was done online
Hello?
or in person? Like if they were getting, because in the United States, for example, for physicians, we have to do a certain amount of what we call CMEs, where we have to essentially continuously update ourselves on new guidelines, new treatment protocols, medications, whatever else, on almost a routine basis, yearly basis. So would they care if it was something that was being done like that, where they're being taught through modules? And I think he's gone again.
Okay, so I could answer that in a way.
Yeah, go for it.
Be it in person or online, they would really appreciate it, because now we have, like in Ghana, we have like full access to internet. So if there are models that are online, that could be shared with them to study, and then maybe at the end of the day, a certificate will be issued. It's something that they would really appreciate. So it really doesn't have to be in person, but if it's online and then they access it at their own pace, that would be like beneficial to them. And one thing I've also noticed, because like with you, that we've been in the system for a long time, there is this hospital in the Ashanti region, Kumasi, called, specifically a place called Asamine SDA Hospital. And they usually have this like doctors coming from US to their facility yearly to organize like, minor surgeries, major surgeries, like in almost all areas. And when you have physicians like that coming down to a facility, the locals there, like the doctors, the nurses, and all that stuff, they get to learn from the advanced knowledge that these people bring in. And it also attracts a lot of like patients to that facility. So it has really given that facility a lot of attention, and it's in a way it has also enhanced what they have, and then the knowledge of the doctors within um, that particular place. Um, what what we do, like what UATAT does in support of projects like that in that facility, anytime these people come down to organize such operations, a lot of people troop in. And when they come in, they don't have food to eat. They don't have relatives because they all travel from far and near. So UATA tries to give them like meals, breakfast, lunch, and then supper for as long as the project, for however long it will last. And then when they go back, like we also come back and then go back on other activities. So personally, that is what I have witnessed, like in time past. So if it's something like Let's Be Frank could also consider in the near future and implement something like that, I believe like the health workers in that particular facility would also get to learn from the experience, and then they would also, say increase their knowledge in their fields of operation. And then also if online modules could also be shared with them, it would also improve their services. So that is what I think. And right.
So essentially something like a monthly module that we could arrange with, because we're all different specialties. Dr. Gerson is a critical care fellow, as well as he's going into interventional pulmonology. Dr. Grooms, he's well versed. He's the oldest one of us. No offense there, Brian.
The wisest.
The wisest. Yes, let's go with that. He's got 10 plus years of family medicine, which is a range of everything from the cradle to the grave.
Right.
And, Levi and I are both internists, so we practice specifically with chronic disease management as well as geriatricians for the most part. And we do also have colleagues who range from cardiology to gastroenterology to nephrology. So we could invite each of those people to give a monthly module, updates on treatments, go through basic courses. And so therefore provide them with the incentives then to be keeping up from just our background, and also learn from them what they know, what they may lack, and what we may not know and what we may lack, especially with the population that they're treating specifically. So
that'll be great.
You have a lot of infectious disease.
Exactly, infectious disease. Yeah, well, I have a friend. Yeah, so that is something that we could definitely arrange as part of our ability to help them to grow, to keep the ones there, improve their knowledge, and also to maybe even attract the physicians who may be interested to try to get there, as long as they're keeping up and they feel like they're growing.
Right.
We're more than happy to do that. That'd be fantastic. So that's one thing that's lacking. That's our expertise, and we can definitely do that for them.
Sure, that'll be great.
Okay, so that's very helpful to know. Thank you. That's very good. The other thing is salaries. Give us a background on physician salaries, because it sounds like the government is primarily the one that, except for the private owned offices. What are the expected physicians?
Okay. I went up. The network here is not good, so more.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
I get breakup in my line. The salary.
Yeah, go ahead, Jerry. What are the physicians? Give us the general physician salary, I guess. I guess you can break it down by specialty, or you can just kind of go overall a general overview of what physicians expect, and what may be another way for us to attract and maybe to incentivize them to be able to come to these rural places.
Okay. In Ghana, there is no specialization for physician assistants.
Okay.
So every physician assistant who is trained in Ghana and have not gone outside to specialize remain a general physician assistant. But here we have the physician assistants in two. We have medical and anesthesia. So the anesthetists are those who administer anesthesia. Then the other side is the general physician assistant, medical. So we have not got those who are specialized in dermatology, cardio. So we are all general physician assistants. So because we are general physician assistants, the salary now varies according to your rank. When you come out of the training school, you are employed as physician assistant. You work for 4 years before you are promoted to senior physician assistant, another 4 years to principal physician assistant, another 4 years to deputy chief physician assistant, another 4 years chief. Unfortunately, in Ghana, chief physician assistant is only one in the country. In the region, every region has one physician assistant as chief. So all those in that region, if you are 1,000 and you are
Jerry?
I think we lost him again.
Just hitting that sweet spot and just kind of went out. That's
Right.
okay. Yeah. But Nana, can you give us some general overview of not the physician assistant per se, but the physicians? Like how much are they being paid? What are they expecting? And
Right. So when I last checked, it was 15,000. 15,000 would be 15,000 should be around $1,000 per month. The last time I checked, that's like $1,000 per month for each physician. Yeah. And then depending on your year of service, you have like slight difference because of the experience that you have. Yeah. So, and then I think they have other incentives for research and other things. And then also, like Jerry said, because they want more money, they don't want to go to the rural facilities. So most of them also have private clinics and hospitals that they work with. So when they close from their main government sector, they go to their private sector. And then when they have a patient that they take care of, they would transfer you to their private hospital. You get it?
yeah.
Yes, yeah. So to seek further medical attention, they direct you to their private hospital. So they attend to you in the morning here in the government sector, and then in the evening they meet you at their private clinic, and then they give you the extra service to make extra money. So some of them, not all, are not giving out their best or their all in government sector. They give the government sector like 80 or 70, and then they transfer the other to their private facility in order to make extra from there. So the last time I checked, they're making about $1,000 a month per year. That's it. And then at a point in time, they go on strike. And when they go on strike, they could be gone for like a month, two. And, we get people dying and all that stuff because they want the government to increase their salary. We've seen that a lot, and it happens almost yearly. Yeah.
And so I'm guessing physician assistant is going to be a portion. I'm curious how their salaries will look as well.
Okay. So my wife is an RN, but prior to coming to the country, she was earning 2,500. 2,500 Ghana cedis should be, let's say, $200 a month. So if the physician is earning much more than probably my wife was earning, the physician should be earning 2,800. Right. like 2,800 Ghana cedi. That should be, let's say, even if it's 1-to-1, let's say $280 a month. Yeah. So their salaries are not that much. Yeah, but it is what it is.
Got it.
Yeah.
Jerry, welcome back.
Yes. I was landing on making a point. If you complete, like senior just said, if you complete the physician assistant training school, you enter the system as a physician assistant, which is equivalent to, let's say, a degree nurse. So you enter the salary scale a little above 3,000 Ghana cedis. Then you progress based on your experience in the job. Government increase your salaries. I'm a principal physician assistant. By the end of this year, I will be entering my next promotion, that is deputy chief physician assistant. My basic salary is around 6,000. For 13 years, I've worked as for 13 years I've worked as a physician assistant. My basic salary is around 6,000 a month. We have allowance like on-call duty facilitation because you are essential service provider. You can be called at any time to offer service, which is around 332 cedis. You have uniform allowance, which is around 100 Ghana, which is yearly. Then we have fuel allowance. When you get to the rank of a principal physician assistant, you are given fuel as allowance. So if you add all the allowances to the basic salary, as a principal physician assistant, your salary is around 8,600. That is gross. Before the income tax deduction, your other mandatory deductions will come in. So generally, the salary structure in Ghana is not the best. So once in a while, as my senior brother said.
Okay, Jerry, what about like doctors, physicians? How much are they earning currently, roughly? If you have an idea.
Roughly, my basic salary would be like the entry point for a doctor who just come out from the medical school, the medical officer.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. The entry point for a medical doctor would be like my salary currently around 10. They will be around 10,000, 9,000 a month.
Right. Okay.
Of which they still have other allowances that they are entitled for.
Yeah.
So does it sound like, in your opinion, would it be more likely to be able to recruit younger doctors or more seasoned doctors? It sounds like maybe younger doctors would be more willing if they're intrigued by salary.
Yeah, I think younger doctors would be they will be the most that we can easily entice them to go to areas like that. Yeah.
Does the medical school allow them to do rotations in the rural sectors?
In Ghana, no. We have specific hospitals that medical doctors are allowed to do rotation. They do it at the regional hospitals and the teaching hospitals.
How would we be able to attract them, to, I guess, get their attention to see if they would even want to do something like this? Because I'm assuming that when they come out of the medical school, they're all free to do whatever. It's not like they owe the government a certain amount of time, right?
Jerry, did you hear that question? Okay, so what I know is once every doctor, whilst you're in school, government is like subsidizing some portions of your expenses. So when you come out of school, you are supposed to do something we call national service, which is more like a community service. You need to serve the government for a certain period of time. Now, if we have like 1,000 physicians, graduating at the end of each year, it isn't all of them that would have like jobs to do readily. You get it? So some of them would want to stay on government, whatever budget or employment payroll for some time before they are able to move out to seek like private stuff. But what it's tricky. This thing it's always tricky. It has always been tricky for the government. I don't know if Jerry would want to add something to it, but it's always tricky for the government when it comes to like placing these newly graduated physicians to go out there to work. Yeah.
Understood. Okay. All right. So, I'm sorry, I know we got a little bit off topic and kind of generalizations, but going back specifically to the Tanga clinic itself, okay, so it seems like we have kind of a good bit or priority of how things need to be, from what Jerry said, kind of the top things that we need to be helpful with. We've gotten a good budget with it all. Is there a good timeline in your opinion, of how things could happen? Because I mean, it's rural. How would we be able to get the equipment and everything like that there? Because I know from what you said, it takes a while from, was it from Kumasi there? It was like 19 hours or something like that.
Yeah. But we have businesses that transport items from the south to the north. So if you have anything to give, to send up north, whether it's a cargo or whatever it is, you just give it out to those businesses and then they will transport it up north for you. Yeah. So, and it will take a couple of days to get there, but they will surely get it regardless of the time. And if we are to do the renovation for the people of Tanga, I would say if we are able to kickstart it as early as possible, it will be good because we are currently in the rainy season, and if they have issues with leakages in their roofing and their ceilings and that stuff, I think if we really want to save the situation, it should be now because the rains will be starting soon. That would be so Ghana would be in their winter, if I should say. Because and when the rain starts coming, it's crazy. Right.
Good. Okay. Guys, Mike and Brian, please go ahead and ask any questions. I know you guys have. I'm sorry to hog all the spotlight there, but go ahead and please ask any pertinent questions that you have.
No, I think from my standpoint, you guys have asked all the questions that I was trying to get to. So right now, I don't have any additional.
Okay. Brian, do you have anything? He may not be there.
Yeah. And Jerry, if you also have any question for the team, this is your moment.
Yeah.
Kojo, Moro, David, please, if you have any question.
No, I just want to add a little to the discussion about how we can incentivize people to go to these places. I know, the number one key thing has always to do with finances and salary. But just as Nana gave an example of the Asaman SDA hospital, if we have an existing relationship with an international organization providing certain kind of being a training or should I say exchange program, or say in a particular time of the year, or say 2 years, we have some doctors and physicians coming down to that hospital to undertake like a surgery or a research or something like that. It makes that particular hospital it puts a certain spotlight on that health facility. So even though people might want to shy away, they know that, look, if they come to these places, there's other benefit they are going to get, there are other opportunities they are going to get, notwithstanding just the salaries alone. Because look, and at the same time, it elevates the status of the health facility. People would now want to actually come there because they know that, look, these people are sometimes trained by the white people where we feel like they have more expertise, they have taken the local doctors through certain trainings and all that. So it gives the hospital a certain kind of goodwill. Another thing is, look, if you're able to renovate these places, and especially the quarters where the health personnel are supposed to reside and all that. Currently, because these places are not too good, when you're posted there, you can't actually live in the facility that the hospital is giving you. So you would actually have to take money from your pockets to go rent. And the money you are getting is even not good. And how much more you taking some out of it to go look for a place to rent. So if we have these places like put up nice and neat, they can really feel at home being accommodated there. That alone is a plus for them. So these are some of the other things we can look at doing to incentivize people getting to these less favorable destinations, if I should put it that way.
That was actually a good highlight. Then that was something that I wanted to ask about was where they are staying. That's another one that if you could you get us pictures of the facilities where they're being forced to station there, so therefore are they accommodating properly? Because that itself also will incentivize someone if they want to come there. And if we want to draw people there, and also us coming down there, obviously we'd also like to make sure they're somewhere hospitable so that they feel good, safe, and the conditions are at least satisfactory, so that they want to come back and have more experiences. Because, like I said, one of the big things we're trying to do with this not-for-profit, which we have the ability to do, is to incentivize not just physicians, but medical students, fellows, residents, and anyone even interested in medicine to try to come to these places and build relationships that allow for intercultural exchange. Or transcultural exchange. So therefore, please get us some of those pictures of these facilities, and what if we would be able to also help to revitalize these buildings and make them comfortable for everyone involved who would also be coming down.
Yeah, Francis, I think the nurses' quarters is part of the photos that I shared with you, but I'll reshare those ones again, like when we are done. Okay. I'll share them on the page one more time. Yeah.
Understood. Okay. Got it. Okay. So I think this was very enlightening. I think one of the big things that was highlighted was the education, which again is something that we have more than the ability. And I love the idea of it. And I'm glad that you were able to bring it up because again, that is something that we'd like to be able to do. Like cross-cultural exchange is another as well. The renovation of the building definitely is something that we want to make sure that we can do to help and make sure that they're providing adequate care. Unlike the Israel Center we talked with yesterday, it seems like they are having less of an issue with the chronic diseases, but at the same time, their endemic transmissible diseases are definitely important for us to be able to address as well. And so whatever we can do to help there is definitely important, whether it's, I think Nana was talking about, mosquito nets and bedding and proper, what's that material they spray for the insects?
Bug spray.
Yeah. So all those things, DEETs, thank you. All those things are, definitely important. And of course, just trying to address and educate the population there, trying to allow them to be able to accept our help and make sure that they get better from that standpoint. The other thing, when it comes to, you're saying that there's a lack of educational structure, so there's a lack of schools around the area itself.
When you move out of the main cities, like when you move out of Accra, you move out of Kumasi, Takoradi, like the major cities. When you move out and you go further to the rural, when you go to rural Ghana, they don't have good education. Like they have the government schools, but the government schools are always in a very bad shape. So if I'm a physician and I've been transferred to Tanga with my family, my only option would be to go alone as a physician and leave my wife and kids in the city, because there wouldn't be good schools for them to attend. You get it? So when someone is transferred to rural communities in Ghana, they always go alone. If they accept to move, they move alone. And then their families will be back in the city. And then maybe every weekend they come home once a month, but maybe twice a month they come to the city, spend time with the family, and then they go back. So it's a challenge in Ghana, and it happens almost everywhere in Ghana. Yeah. And then up north is also one of our poorest regions. So that's why they have, like you said, their diseases are different, and they are like always on the high side, because they don't have the resources to live like a good, healthy life. They are always under resourced. But people in the city, we are cautious about lifestyle and that stuff, eat well, clean environment. So sicknesses and diseases in the south is always different from what they have in the north. The north is always extreme, right? Yeah.
Okay. The lack of education. So obviously, I'm guessing teachers obviously they don't want to. I don't. How does it work for teachers? Are they also assigned?
It's the same thing. Just like it works for the doctors, it also works for the teachers. Because when Ghana Education Service posts them to the community, they go, they see the place, they're like, no, they don't like it. They come back and then they give excuses, like genuine excuses why they can't accept that offer. So they would rather want to be transferred to a different place. Because you could go to a school, like a whole government school, and then from kindergarten all the way to like grade 9 or something, you have just about 5 teachers for the whole school. And yeah, and that is very crazy.
So I guess that would also be probably something we need to tackle at some point as well, in order to be able to make the whole, not just benefit the community, but benefit the people who would also be down there as well.
I have a question. I would like to ask a question, if it's possible.
Please.
Yes. In all this, I'm just asking, I don't know, maybe if you said it and I didn't hear, but are there any timelines we are looking at making this happen? Because this is one of the communities we are really, really trying our very best to make sure we find help for. And we are really grateful we are having this conversation with you. So one of the things we would like to know is we want to know if there are timelines to this. Because some of us are living all the way here in the south, and that place is the north. And when it's time for us to execute, we want to take time off our busy schedule to actually even be there to even make sure, monitor and help, make sure the project is executed well. We supervise the job that is going to, and even get involved, because Tanga is really on some of us our hearts, because I personally was part of the team that went to and do the feasibility studies, and it's really, really sad. The conditions there are really extreme. They have the extreme of every condition. When it's sunshine or when it's heat, it's to the extreme. When it's raining, the storms, like, is serious. Like Nana was saying, if anything has to be done, it has to be now, because the rains have started coming though, and it's going to be, very terrible, very, very brutal. You can see, as at the time we went, part of the building hasn't broken or hasn't gotten the roof ripped off. But per the picture they are sending now, it shows. So they really, really need the help. So I would like to ask if there are timelines to this, so that some of us can actually prepare and be ready to, go all the way up there to help and make sure we even give you good reports and insights as to what is happening on the ground.
I think the timeline really was also be dependent on when your availability is there to be able to go and actually supervise things as well. Because for us, our timeline really is starting now that we're putting things together. It took a while for us to be able to again get connections. And Nana and Jason have been absolutely wonderful in helping point us in the right direction of the things that we wanted to do and needed to do. So now the timeline really is we were trying to design another not-for-profit down there so that it helped streamline what we're trying to do here, connecting a bank account and then making sure that we streamline everything. Because in the States, not-for-profits, especially with the designation that we have, are scrutinized very closely. And we have to make sure that everything that is sent is documented properly and everything is accounted for. Otherwise, we get in trouble federally, and we're all physicians. So, that also adds another level of litigation that would cause a whole other issue. So we're just trying to make sure that we have everything down pat before we go ahead. But I think we're almost ready at this point. We're trying to get our website together. We're trying to get firsthand data from you so that we can incentivize the people that we know and make sure that they because people want to know that this is real stuff, right? They don't want to have to donate towards something because they're not for profits that get the money, take it, and they do all sorts of illicit things with it. And so that's another thing, that having you tell us these things and having your voice and having the data from you. So if you have any data, like you said, you did the feasibility studies and all these things, send it to us. We want to have it. We want to be able to post them.
Sure.
All these things, any pictures, any firsthand testimonies and reports with actual numbers. All of these things are important for us to have and to consolidate on the website and be able to present it in a reasonable manner to the people that are going to be involved. Because all these things you're saying, I'm absolutely excited about, because I've been talking about this for like 2+ years with my best bud here, everyone else involved. And I've been talking about it with the people that I work with, who are physicians who also go and do these things on a regular basis. They go to the Philippines, they go to New Mexico, they go to Antigua, they go to Haiti, right? All these people are already excited and know about it. So therefore, whatever you can give me that'll help me to get them involved, absolutely. So timeline, really, let us know. When are you open? When do you have time to be able to go down there and supervise? We can get things started with Nana, because he's going to be on the board. He's on the board of directors for the not-for-profit that we've established down there. In collaboration with him, getting funds down there, making sure everything's accounted for. He's already given us a tablet of, the renovation budgets. So I think at this point we're ready. If I think Mike can agree, we're getting close and ready. So just give us, when are you available to be able to go and help and make sure these things are happening?
Okay, all right, Francis. So I can tell you, all the UATAT members you are seeing here, they are the movers and shakers of UATAT Foundation. They make things happen. And the one who is asking about timelines is that guy who won't let you sleep when something needs to be done. Because anything that has to do with public relation, it's on him. So he makes sure everything is done and done right. He gives me so much pressure here, he won't let me sleep.
Okay.
And so I was sharing with them yesterday that you have mandated myself and Jason to get Let's Be Frank registered in Ghana, and then have an account created so that like things will start to flow. So that is where we are at the moment. And I know when all those things are done, I'll let them know that it's done, so that if they want to take time off their busy schedule, the instructions that you would give from here, then we would know what to do. So, David, Francis and his team are ready. They are good to go. But I should say I am delaying the process because something is happening in Ghana that we don't have control over. We are waiting for Registrar General Department to issue the business registration document together with the certificate. And then we know that we are ready. It is duly registered, and then also go ahead to create an account in the name of the charity, and then we can pick it up from there. we are hoping that by Friday, you know how things work in Ghana, especially when it comes to government sector. Registrar General has been delaying the issuance for the past 2 weeks. We are hoping to get it by this week. If we get it this week, account creation, it's never a problem. That should take just about a day. And then we'll give all the information to Francis and the team, and then they will have a meeting and then decide on what next to do. So be on standby for us. The most important thing is we have the people who are willing and ready to bring support and relief to the people of Tanga. So that is all I would say for now.
Okay. Good to hear.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's very reasonable. Thanks for your efforts on that. Yeah. We know how that is, establishing our own here.
It took us 3 years just to be able to establish our not-for-profit here in the States, because it takes
Yeah.
So
But Dave, like I said, give us any data that you have, any feasibility studies that have been done, anything you've written up, all of these things, please send it to us. Okay, we can compile it. We can make sure that it's available for everyone to read. We're working with people who are type A personality. They like to have their T's and I's crossed. Wait, that doesn't sound right. T's.
The other way.
We
know that.
Yeah.
Uno, reverse Uno.
Yeah. But they like to make sure that everything is accounted for before they really participate. But they're good people, right? And they also have good access when it comes to being able to donate, and so they can draw in more people, and we can make sure that these things are done. So please give us all and every data that you have. That will help us to be able to make sure that we can get these things done.
Because we'll be making proposals to our people on the state side, donors, and the more we have to tell them, the better. So, but yeah, this has been great info so far.
It's fantastic.
Great.
It really is.
Right. So I want to say a big thank you to Francis and the team for, amongst all other charity organizations, you chose to work with the Youth Foundation, and we are very much grateful. And I know this would be a very good collaboration, and this would be a journey of 1,000 miles, and this should be the first step, and we hope to work together and make sure we always give you the expected value that you need. So you have the men, I should say, you have the men to work for you down there in Ghana.
Excellent. Yeah. And at some point after we get out of the military, Levi and I will be leaving. Mike is stuck in there for a while. But after we get out of the military, we'll hope to be able to get down there and actually get to see him in person, get to actually meet everyone in person as well. And make sure that, we shake hands and they know that we are real people, not AI generated images.
Right.
Okay. Easy to be cool.
Easy. He is the man. Not
all right. So Moro, do you have anything to add, Moro? Kojo?
No, I'm okay.
All right, thank you. David, anything to add? Kojo, anything?
No, I think this has been a productive conversation, and we just need to move on to next steps. So, yeah, we will be sending you guys whatever we can, and we'll take it from there.
And please send it all to our the not-for-profit Gmail. We all have access to it, so it'll all be in there. But you can also send it to Levi or myself as well, and we'll distribute it accordingly to the other board members as well.
Sure. Thanks.
Okay. But thank you for your time, everyone. This has been wonderful.
Great meeting everybody.
Exactly. Yeah. We'll look forward to doing more soon. Okay.
All right. So Francis, I have 2 more to do. We have 2 more group